What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 77 of Dime Droppers 24-minute recaps. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe on all platforms at Apple Podcasts, YouTube at Dime Dropper Podcast, follow us on Spotify, and of course, to follow us on all social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Dime Dropper Pod. So for tonight's episode, we're going to keep it short, we're going to keep it sweet, and we're going to keep it here in Los Angeles, where the game was not. It was in Detroit, and the Clippers, of course, were very short-handed. And I was not happy with the decisions being made by the coaching staff to rest everyone and their mother. We had, obviously, Patrick Beverley and Serge Ibaka out with injury. And then we have Kawhi getting load managed for the third straight game with, foot soreness. Jesus Christ. And then we have Paul George, after his great performance last night, getting load managed on this back-to-back. I figured we'd have Kawhi. I said last night I thought Kawhi would play, Paul would sit. But then to top it all off, Senior is sitting with rest on a late scratch, one of many we've had this season. So I'm going into it like, this is going to be a chore of a watch. But you know what? Ty Lue has really instilled the next man up mentality into this Clipper team, something we did not have with Glenn Rivers ever, even in the Lob City days. And because we have a real offense that moves the ball, and different guys have been able to step up because they know that the ball is going to be moving, and it was no different tonight. Clippers came out pretty good, moving the ball with the starting lineup of, listen to this, it was Luke, Terrence, Reggie, Zoo, and Patrick Patterson, who was, again, in my opinion, an eyesore. He was -9. He had 0 points. He had 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals. He had a turnover and 2 rebounds, and he had 0 field goals made from 3 shot attempts. So I thought that he wasn't very good. But other than that, Reggie Jackson came out pretty good. Luke Kennard came off the screen, popped a little 3 in drop coverage, but he did not shoot well from 3 overall, 1 of 6. But he did have a couple times where he got to the rim. I thought Luke was aggressive, and I thought he played pretty well, even though he didn't shoot very well. I thought that his presence out there affected the game. Without him, we would not have been able to do what we did tonight. We were up by 3 after the first. Terrence was good. I just think that the Pistons aren't that good. And then second unit, Batum was decent. Had another block, a really beautiful block. Boogie Cousins had some good moments today in the post. He also had some moments where he wasn't great, missed some chippies around the rim, along with Zoo, who missed some chippies around the rim. They still did a good job finishing here and there. Boogie was 3 of 9. Zoo was 6 of 10. But it was really and Rondo, playoff again, was decent. But we were up what? We were up 4 points going into the half. It's because of our zone. So that's really what really had us in the lead tonight was we went zone, a 2-3 zone with usually it was Reggie and Rondo up top or Reggie and Luke up top, Zoo or Boogie down low in the middle, and then Batum, Amir Coffey, who came in and gave us some really good minutes, and Terrence on the wings. And I thought that it was good because the Pistons aren't a great shooting team. I mean, Wayne Ellingtons of the world are very good shooters. Sadiq Bey. Sadiq had a good game again tonight, 6 of 11, 4 of 7 from 3, 17 points. So we didn't limit him too well. But Wayne Ellington, 2 of 5, 1 of 3. He only played 17 minutes. And we did a good job of preventing him from getting too many open looks. Frank Jackson as well. He showed us in the last game that he could shoot from the outside. And he was 0 of 5 and 0 of 4 from 3. So I thought that our zone was good. We covered a lot of ground, and we forced a lot of contested threes. And, Tyronn Lue, his zone. I mean, Glenn Rivers never went zone ever. So I think just shows another innovative thing that Ty Lue has done with his team. I could really write a book at this point, a list of things, but we'll save that for the end of the season about how great Ty Lue has been, because I truly believe that obviously you get tested more in the playoffs as a coach, but I really believe that he will put us in the positions to win. It's really going to come down to the players. At the end of the day, if Kawhi and Paul had played better last year, we would have made it, regardless of what Glenn did. But this year with Ty, having implemented his offense, a historically good offense, best three-point shooting team in the league percentage-wise, his rotations have been pretty good for the most part. Sometimes they can be questionable, but you can say that about basically every coach in the league. His rotations for the most part have been good. He did obviously have a tough time with Kennard for the large portion of the season, but he After that Atlanta game, he's gotten many more minutes, and that was a huge ballsy thing to hold guys accountable. The only reason why Reggie Jackson is doing what he's doing right now is because Ty took him out of the lineup early in the season when he was bullshitting like he used to do, and now he's coming with a totally different mindset, a much more team-oriented mindset, and he has picked and chosen his spots a lot better. But the Pistons actually started gaining some ground on us. We kind of stopped going to that zone in the third quarter, and we just had trouble scoring. Reggie was taking some tough shots, some really bad shots. And we had trouble scoring overall. Kennard, I thought Mason Plumlee really was getting the better of Zoo. Zoo missed some chippies around the rim. He was fouling excessively. He got put in pick and roll. And remember what I said about Zoo and lob threats? And Plumlee is decently athletic. And he got caught in the lob in between one time in the third. The Pistons outscored the Clips in the third 28-20, which gave them a 4-point lead going into the fourth. And you know what? They kept extending that lead. Boogie, Isaiah Stewart was really battling with Boogie, and I thought that he made his presence felt well. He had 12 and 8. He even got an and 1, which forced Boogie to come out of the game and put the Pistons up 7. And they went up by 8 points, 10 points. And I thought this game was over. I was going to say, you know what? I was really going to say this. I was like, the Clippers rested their guys, so I'm going to rest tonight. I'm not going to go. They don't deserve a live. They don't deserve a recap. But little did I know the Pistons we're going to pull a Clippers. A grade A, straight as if I was watching the other team in red, white, and blue. Choke job. A couple threes made by Reggie, Batum. And by the way, we were down 8 and Batum made a 3. I mean, how many times is this guy going to make time shots when we need him? But, inched it back down to 5 at I think it was 89 and 94. And then we played a little hack of Plumlee. A little intentional fouling of Plumlee, which was against the grain. Mason Plumlee from the foul line was 5 of 6. So for the most part, he actually made his free throws. But Terrence Mann had a really nice dunk attacking the rim, trying to get the quick deuce. And then the trap at half court by Nick and Terrence, who have just been incredible for us this season on defense, and especially of late in this 7-game winning streak. Trapped at half court, got a steal. We throw it out to Reggie, who ties the game with a 3, and then proceed to get a steal on the other end. You cannot write that, man. That is straight up grade A, choke galore, Clipper style by Detroit, giving us a chance to win the game. And the way Reggie was shooting, especially coming off that 3, you just knew it was written in the stars for him to stick it to his old team. Dribbling with the left hand, one dribble, or just sizing it up. It was such a good shot, such a good look. I guess the defender thought he was going to take him to the rim, stopped on a dime from 18 feet, which he likes to shoot from, and nothing but the bottom. You knew it was good the moment it left his hands. Action Jackson has totally proven me wrong this season. I already apologized to him a couple episodes ago. He's been incredible. He has been incredible. An insane win by the Clippers tonight. I mean, obviously, I feel bad for the Pistons fans that paid that money to go see all of our players rest. It's despicable. And guess what? If they rest any, I just saw the ticket prices, by the way, for the Clipper games. And no, you know what? I'm not going to go to the regular season because it's over $100 in the 300 section. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save my money for what counts. I'm going to give you video vlogs, and then we'll do recaps. I'm going to see if we can try to do recaps outside the stadium, but at LA Live. But worst case, we come home and do them. Probably not come home and do them, honestly, if I'm going to the game. We'll try to do something, a vlog. Yeah, probably a vlog will be better. And then a recap maybe the next day. Or we'll figure it out. I would love to do recaps outside the stadium in the playoffs. That would be dope. But I would need, we'd have to figure out some logistics there. Anyway, yeah, so I won't be going to the regular season. So I'm going to keep doing the recaps for now with the Clippers. And then the playoffs, we'll see if I'll be there. But I was back to the original topic. If the players rest on the Clippers' first game, I better see only Ibaka and Beverly not playing that game because those fans are paying $100+ to go to a regular season game with no fans, little to no fans, a regular season game against the Timberwolves to pay $100 to sit in the 300s, all lower bowl plus. Those guys better play, or you're going to see a rant like the one similar to the one I fucking got me, all you subscribers, because that would be unacceptable. Okay, I'm not standing for that shit. And by the way, if it wasn't for the Clippers being so good, I'm over watching this shit because it's gotten to another level. I can't do it anymore. I have nothing positive to say about this league anymore. I have positive things to say about the Clippers and individual players when I watch them. But it's not fun, except for the clips. And tonight's game wasn't fun by no means. I didn't enjoy it until the last fourth quarter. But we played with heart, and you got to love Ty Lue, man. You got to love Ty Lue. He's been one of the best coaches in basketball this season and showing us that the Bronsexuals are pieces of garbage that always crap on coaches to make it seem like LeBron is actually better than he is and that coaches have no mind of their own. That's it for me tonight, guys. A great win for the Clips. My player of the game was Reggie Jackson. 12 of 24 from the field. I mean, our point guard taking 7 more shots than the next man on our team is a little much, but we won, so I'm not going to complain. 29 points and 6 boards, 12 of 24 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the foul line. The Clippers have now won 7 in a row. We're the hottest team in basketball, 39 and 18, and now Paul and Kawhi and Senior are well rested for the fraud. I can't wait. And tomorrow we'll be live after the Lakers and the Celtics, maybe with a guest. We'll see. 2 dimed-upper teams. And the first matchup was, I think, my favorite game of the season outside of the Atlanta Clipper game for biased reasons. But the Celtics-Laker game I really liked. That was a gritty game. Came down to the last minute. So I'm hoping to see it. The LeBron and AD aren't playing. So it should be a win for the Celtics, who are starting to play good basketball. Anyway, I'm looking at the scores right now. The Wizards are up 13. I'm not going to watch the game because, quite frankly, as I said, I gave up on the Wizards. If they can get closer to the play-in, I'll start watching again. But also, it's like, I don't know. It's not that fun to watch. I like Russ, but I feel we'll see. Maybe towards the end, nitty-gritty. But they're up 12 right now with a minute to go in the half against Sacramento. Cleveland picking up a big win against Charlotte. That doesn't mean much for Cleveland, but for Charlotte, that, is a loss in the playoff standings. The New Orleans Pelicans losing to the Knicks by 10. At home. Let's see who played tonight for the Pels. Ingram, Adams, Bledsoe, so everybody but Lonzo. That is not a good loss. 25, 8, and 7 for Zion on 10 of 19. Ingram, 9 of 22, 2 of 6 from 3, 28 points. Eric Bledsoe, only 6 points. I'd have to watch the game to see why they lost, but not good enough there at all. Julius Randle, 32 points against his former team, 8 boards, 5 assists. Wow, and 21 for Alec Burks off the bench. 116 points, 40 points allowed in the third quarter, and then 17 scored in the fourth. That's unacceptable from New Orleans. They can't close, and that's probably going to be their downfall of why they don't make the playoffs, even with 2 all-star players, Zion and Brandon Ingram. Oh, my God. Chicago lost by 9 to Orlando. That's a terrible loss. That is an unacceptable loss with them trying to fight for those play-in and playoff spots. I mean, Orlando's actually been sneaky since that trade, though. I mean, we lost to them. Let's see. Zach LaVine, 30 points. 11 of 22, 6 of 12 from 3. Nikola Vucevic, 29 points. Nobody else, though. 16 points for Daniel Tice. But everybody else, not much shot distribution going around. That can happen. 39 to 19 in the third. Oh, my God. What happened there? Jesus. Anyway, Warriors in command of the game right now, 135-98. They're beating the Thunder. Draymond again in double figures, 16 assists for Draymond. Triple-double, so that's the Draymond I like to see. Curry with 42. Oh, my Lord. 14 of 20 and 11 of 16 from 3. Oh, God. Steph Curry is in that sort of mood now, huh? Trying to fight for those playoff spots. Memphis is playing Dallas on national TV. I couldn't care less. I guess Philly, good win tonight against the shorthanded Nets. Kevin Durant rested because he just came back from injury. And a good win for Toronto, which San Antonio loses, which means that if the Warriors win this game, they're that much closer. Remember, I'm rooting for my picks. I said the Warriors would be the 7th seed, so I hope they finish in the top 8 at least. They're going to 8th seed is what's going to happen, not 7th, because the Portland Trailblazers have really surprised me. Shout out Damian Lillard. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Now to the live subscribers. Super chats are turned on, probably on for another 9 minutes or 10 minutes so we get to the 24, and peace. What's up, gentlemen? Clippers with the big dub. The big dub. DC for me, but I like Marvel movies better. Yes, sir. Reggie Jackson's just been that good lately, man. Oh, Intel Wild hate George for resting when Anthony Davis got rested multiple times this season. Yep. Yeah, I thought it was a wrap too, Gilbert Rivera. PG didn't play because they rested him like every other player in the NBA. Reggie Jackson's a revelation, Raid. You can thank Ty Lue for that. Good job, Nick Batum's burner. You did a great job, Nick. Thanks, Maniac Lane, saying when Dime is happy, I'm happy. I CR7. I give Reggie Jackson his props. Way better than last year's team. You already know. Way better. I agree, Niona T. Niona T says last year there was a magnifying glass over the team, which was not good for the players. I agree. I don't think Curry can beat the Jazz in 7 now, Niona T. I disagree with that. Jazz are too good. They're going to get the ball out of Curry's hands. Remember, Curry's 6'3". You can get the ball out of his hands best he can get his 30, but like there's ways to get the ball out of his hands. If it's just him, you know what I'm saying? No, you already know. I think the pressure does matter a little bit, man. I think that we had too much pressure on us last season. We've been so much more under the radar, and I think that's cleared the minds, especially of a guy like a Paul George and even Kawhi. But the thing is, people still get on us when we lose. That's the funny part. No, Michael Todd, not an actual guest like that. Guests like that don't get on the recap. That's Dime Dropper featuring. We haven't had a first episode of a Dime Dropper featuring yet, which is NCAA or NBA personnel. Would that be trainer, agent, anything like that, relative, whatever. I was just talking about like a regular guest for a recap. Hey, my boy Kelvin. What's up, Kelvin? KB Magic. Remember, Dime, ignore those LeBron fans. They're not worth your time. Will Dime buy a Clippers NBA Top Shots moment? What does that even mean, Michael? I don't know what the Top Shot is. What does Cousins provide for the Clippers, Maniac Lane asks. He provides a little low post scoring and an ability to as well. Somebody we can actually ask to create his own shot. No big on our team can do that on a consistent level. Zoo can't. Not good enough post game. Solid jump hooks on occasion. Not good enough regularly. No mid post game. And his footwork is a little choppy. Zach LaVine's career is getting ruined, you said? I don't know about that. They just got Vucevic there. They just got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. Why we can't just give up like that? Come on. Can't be so soft. I mean, look, I'm on the Maniac Lane with the Draymond so underrated thing. I'm on the Draymond been underrated thing too. But this year he's gotten a lot of talk about, best defender ever. After he said that, no more sympathy for the guy. He's talking a lot. So he's a great player for this era. He's a great player. But he ain't no all-time. Maybe he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe, but honestly, we got to get some other guys in the Hall of Fame we can talk about before we can talk about Draymond. I'm feeling good, Kyle Kuzma. How you feeling? Tommy Salami. Thank you. Is Wardell Curry top 15 all time? I think he's debatably top 15 all time, Michael Ta. If not, when? Let's just see how much he can stack up. If he makes the playoffs this year, I think that will be good. Very good season, accomplished what he needed to do. His expectation was to make the playoffs. He had an amazing season. Really good. I think that he can be as high as 2 right now. You can make the argument. But Magic, he's never going to pass him. I'm sorry. All the people that think he can are deluded because for a variety of reasons. If he may be, no. I just don't think there's any way he can pass Magic. If he wants to make this an argument, he needs to get at least one more title as the consensus best player on his team and maybe get a finals MVP at that. But no, Magic Johnson is a different level. Magic Johnson's GOAT talk, not Curry is GOAT of his era talk. Magic is GOAT talk. When we just talk about the eye test, if LeBron is in the GOAT talk, then Magic is to me, because if you just look at the passing, the dribbling, the all around, the ability to score when you need him to score, pass when you need to pass, revolutionize a team, I mean, bro, 9 finals appearances in 12 years. I mean, come on. That's insane. Transformed a franchise from a good franchise to the all-time franchise. So, or one of them, and his still carries over. I love Curry though. What is your perspective on the play-in tourney and the Mavs, Luka, and Cuban bitching about the play-in? To me, it shows their mindset and belief in their team. I agree with you. Like, so you always hitting on the head. Matthew the second asks, what do you think of PG so far? Do you think he'll perform in the playoffs? I think Paul has been incredible this year. I think he's been awesome. Do I think he'll be performing in the playoffs? You know I can't guess that with him. But I think that if he goes into the playoffs with this kind of form, I think he will be very good, and I think that we have a strong chance of making it out of the second round. Joseph C. asks, would you rather start a franchise with Duncan or Hakeem? I have to see how good – what year are they in? Are they starting their careers? I have to see how good they are in the beginning. But if you're asking me who would I rather have starting the career, I would say Tim Duncan probably. Even though Hakeem was the number one pick, I think Tim Duncan was able to lead so quickly, and I think that Tim Duncan was less raw, probably a little more polished in the beginning of his career. However, I did not see the 85 season. I did not see the 98 season, so I cannot judge accurately. But that would be my guess. Don't take that too seriously. Yeah, Brent, the Clippers' chemistry has gone next level this year. You got to thank Ty Lue, Chauncey Billups. So great to have a coach like Chauncey Billups on the coaching staff. I admire him. He's a player that we really took for granted, these kind of players. Like, not resting, just playing the game of basketball and conducting himself as a professional on and off the court. I used to not like the Pistons, but man, Tayshaun, Ben Wallace, Sheed, Rip, Chauncey, class acts. I wish we had more people like that in the NBA today. I fully took them for granted. Sucks. When Clippers beat the Lakers in the playoffs, we will make Braun kiss Steve Ballmer's shiny bald head, says Nick Batum's burner. Let's see. Big Zoo, baby. Dime, you should get Streamlabs to get us on the YouTube stream to debate. Oh my God, man. You think I want to argue with you guys? Come on. Oh my. Maxwell Valencia enters the chat. What's your thoughts on Killian Hayes this one game? Not much. I've spoken about Killian Hayes this season. I think he has potential. He's a solid court vision, but I don't trust him as a real threat to score at all. And if you're not a threat to score off the dribble, then you're not going to garner people cheating and helping off of others to guard you. But I think he's solid. He just needs to keep getting better. He's young, so. Nick Johnson asks if Paul George has 10 straight 30-point games, should he be in the MVP conversation? Yes. I just don't think that's going to happen. Michael Toss says NBA Top Shot is like an NBA moment non-fungible token. Every moment has its own unique code and can't be replicated, but the moment can be replicated. The NBA moment is like a digital playing card. Sounds like very complicated. Seth Greenberg says Reggie Jackson hyping up Luke Kennard as he steps up to the podium. My man Luke from Duke, left-hand killer, the thriller. Duke's finest is here. KB says Steph will never pass Magic. Andrew MS, is Shaq the worst defensive all-time great center? Define, like, if you're talking about compared to David Robinson, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, and Hakeem, probably. But that's royalty that we're talking about. The Lake Show says, Magic, in my list of GOAT is top 4. And I agree with you, Dime. He's in GOAT talk. Magic. I agree. Lake Show on the run. Magic had a string on the ball. Like, his dribbling is underrated. It is. Bro, people don't understand how hard it is to do full spins and behind the backs in one motion and transition without really slowing down like that. Like, he just jets it. And, like, he just whoop. Like, I've never seen anybody do it like that. Like, people just, like, somebody reaches and they go, but he does it in, like, just standing up straight, just whoop. Like, that shit's wild. Like, he's got a handle. Dime, how are you doing tonight? Right? I'm doing great when we win. Dude, Andrew M, chill out. What's it called? Not better than the Dodgers. Are your basketball skills rusty, Dime? Right, asks. A little bit, for sure, shooting. Dribbling, not as much. I was dribbling today. It's getting back better, getting better. Just keep dribbling, keep dribbling. My shoes are fucked. That's the thing. I need some outdoors. But yeah, dribbling looked okay today. Just got to keep working, keep working. The handle is good, but just the moves. I got to get back to my moves, quick change of directions. Been out of that style for a while. Dime, say it with me. Clipper gang or don't bang. So the 76ers almost choked. Rivers being Rivers. That's right. Mickey or tragic? Tragic. Who's your defensive player of the year? Ben Simmons, probably. Again, I'm going to say this. Defensive player of the year is very hard because I don't watch everyone's games. No one does. So that's why it's always kind of a little bit of a sham, in my opinion. You just got to watch as much basketball as possible. I think Ben Simmons, though. Thank you, Mr. Incredible, for the dollars. Your style is generic. Mine's authentic made. I roll like a renegade. You need clinic aid. My technique is bizarre and ill. I scar and kill. You weren't hungry till I serve you like a bar and grill. Did you make that up or is that a bar from a song? Is Gary Payton the most underrated defender of all time? No, he's not. He gets his due. Walt Frazier is the most underrated defender of all time. Actually, Tim Duncan is up there as well. I really think he's so criminally underrated on D. Omar says, I think Lakers and Clippers is going to the conference finals, and whoever wins out of those two wins the championship. I think very likely. And you say Lakers, I think that's a good pick. Who should have? Don't apologize for asking the question. Who should have won Finals MVP in 2015? Steph or Iggy? I think it was good to give it to Iggy, but I think you could have gone either way with it. I think that looking back, it hurt Steph. I just did. You probably thought that it wasn't a big deal that you gave it to Steph at the time. Look, Larry Bird didn't get his first Finals MVP either, and people say should Larry have won? So it's a similar situation there. So I don't think Steph should be held against that, though. He was still the best player on that team without question. And Game 5, he went off. Right? Always got fire questions, and it's good debates with time. YouTube has been paying the homie Dime, Michael Ta. I'm down to bet on the Angel v Dodger game, Dime. What's up? Who said I'm down to bet? Eight Mile? Eminem? Steph got robbed in 2015? Action Jackson statue in front of Staples? All right, settle down, Mike Smith. Dime, can you... okay, Tommy Salami. Who is Tommy Salami? Thoughts on the Katie and Shannon Sharp Twitter beef? It was hilarious because it's actually a guy I follow, depressed Nets fan or elated Nets fan, and he makes the fake quotes that look real. And Shannon Sharp, actually on TV, and I always say they're clowns, even though Shannon is actually a fucking... isn't he like a Hall of Famer tight end? He's just ruining it. It sucks because players, I hate when the Paul Pierces, I guess the Shannon Sharps, they become clowns on TV. But Shannon, he said he used the fake and said KD said it, and then he got called out for it, and then he started playing defense and just not admitting that he was wrong and misquoted him on TV. Sir Charles is definitely better than Shaq on the panel, Michael Ta, because he's much more in tune with what's going on right now. I don't always agree with his takes. He's bad at predictions, but Chuck is, for the most part, in tune with what's going on. He is in tune with what's going on. He knows basketball. Shaq is just doesn't watch. He knows basketball. He doesn't watch it enough in the regular season. But also, people need to understand Shaq sees the game from a very star-centric view. He can only see it as Shaq. And that's something he doesn't understand sometimes. But most people need to understand that about him. And I think when it comes to stars, Shaq knows what he's talking about, no matter what. Because he was a star. But anyway. Do you guys think if Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman, KG, Bill Russell, Kobe, who are incredibly hungry to win, played today, do you think their will to win would be as much? If they had come up in the same era as today, probably not. Probably not. They are the way they are because of how they grew up, but it's not like there aren't players like that. You got the Jimmy Butlers, the Dame Lillards. Is Doris Burke a good analyst? Asked Raid. Yes, she is. I've been checking out B-ball breakdown content, Maniac Lane, before you were probably even watching basketball. Candace or Shaq? Okay, I love Candace Parker, but she's more in tune with the modern game. Shaq all day long. I'm always listening to the like, bro. Shaq's one of the greatest players of all time. It just depends on it's topic specific. Candace, when it comes to this NBA, is better, but people act like everybody acts like Shaq's hating. The problem is Candace was. This is the problem. People don't understand. Candace by the DeMar DeRozan comment though, bro. That was hating on the old school players without even realizing it. Just saying that somebody's good at mid ranges and could be better in the past is bullshit. If you're not getting off in the modern era with all the space, you're not getting off more in the past. Not with hand checking, not with crowded paints, not with more physicality. Fuck no. Especially with DeRozan. I love him. He's a local guy, but not playing against like it was a war of attrition back then. You can't just if you're not, bro, if you're getting embarrassed by LeBron like that, like I'm sorry, you're not gonna be better in the 90s. Like, no. And here's the funny part. He played in the pre-3-point line era, and that was in his prime, average 25. He still gets off now. It's not because of the threes. We saw Jimmy Butler score 40. Kawhi dominates games without shooting threes. That was a hating on the past without even realizing it. And that's what these kids do. Like, it's not actually hating. It's not. They just don't. Candace is smarter than that. Come on. Anyway. Kenny the Jet is really knowledgeable, especially about history. Really knowledgeable. I love listening to Dwayne Wade too, but Kenny's better. Kenny's been doing this longer. He's been around the game longer. I always say people that have been around the game longer, I always favor. LeBron on the TNT panel, I would have to listen to him talk more. I like hearing him recite his own game and stuff and break it down, but I would love to hear him talk about others. It'd be cool. Yeah, that's mad. My guy Lake Show, he's already on the same page. No, Candace Parker's a beast though, as a player. Like she's a monster. Magic Johnson and like female style, like that, like that sort of versatility. Richard Jefferson is good. Richard Jefferson's really good. No, LeBron actually trying to analyze, like, and sitting on a panel, I would actually be interested in that because himself. So, or he can relate to stuff he did. That'd be cool. I actually wouldn't think that. I don't know about the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I think they should be staying, but we'll see. All right. Peace out, guys.